Can you imagine the plenty of dangerous things in your kitchen? And some yummy foods can make you sick if you're not careful. So it is important to check your fridge and make sure everything is safe to eat. Frighteningly enough, there are more than a number of recognizable foods that can destroy your health. To keep you informed on all that's possibly unsafe, we bring you 10 common foods that can destroy your health. So let's get started. 1. Cherry pits. The hard part in the middle of cherries has a poison called cyanide in it. If you accidentally swallow it whole, it's okay because it will just come out the other end. But don't bite or crush the pit when you eat cherries. So, the intact pits are safe. 2. Nutmeg. Nutmeg adds a nice nutty taste whilst you upload it in small amounts to baked goods. But eaten through the spoonful, it may cause massive problems in your body. Even as low as 2 teaspoons may be poisonous to your body due to myristicin, an oil which can cause a lot of fatal symptoms such as hallucinations, drowsiness, dizziness, confusion, and seizures. 3. Apple seeds. Apple seeds also have a substance called cyanide, so throwing back a handful as a snack isn't smart. Luckily, apple seeds have a shielding coating that prevents the cyanide from coming into your gadget if you by accident devour them. But it's important to be careful. Even in small doses, cyanide can cause speedy breathing, seizures, and likely loss of life. 4. Elderberries. Growing in both the Northern Hemisphere as well as South America and Oceania, the sambucus may appear scrumptious, however ingesting them may be extremely dangerous for your health. Various parts of the plant, including the leaves and seeds, in addition to the berries themselves, incorporate cyanide-inducing glycoside. So, while eaten raw and ingested into the human body, those elements then produce cyanide. Essentially, when ingesting massive amounts of uncooked elderberries, is like swallowing a whole cyanide tablet. Needless to say, it won't flip out well for you. You may additionally take elderberry as a syrup or complement to boost your immune system of your body and treat bloodless or even treat signs of flu and constipation. But consuming unripe berries, bark, or leaves of elderberry may make you feel worse rather than better than you can think. They have both lectin and cyanide, 2 chemical substances that could cause nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. 5. Green potatoes. It's everyone's favorite side dish, especially when you're having meat. Potatoes are generally safe on the off chance that they are eaten correctly and on time. But when they turn green, stay away from it. It becomes a monster as potatoes produce a glycoalkaloid called solanine. And as fair as this natural poison hinders predators, it also deters people as it is toxic. An average grown male would only have to consume generally 1 pound of green potatoes to become fatally poisoned, although we're not beyond any doubt because anyone would want to consume green potatoes in the first place. The leaves grow and underground stems, tubers, of potatoes contain a toxic substance called glycoalkaloid. Glycoalkaloids make a potato look green when it's exposed to light, gets damaged, or advanced glycation end products. Eating potatoes with a high glycoalkaloid content can cause nausea, diarrhea, confusion, headaches, and death. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us and let us know what kind of content you want to see more of. 6. Rhubarb. It's a vegetable with shining ruby leaf stalks comparable to celery that's for the most part used in jams, pies, and other pastries. The key is as if it were to eat the stalks. The plant's leaves contain a chemical called oxalic corrosive, which is used in dye and rust evacuation, according to the U.S. National Library of Destroyeuticals. Eating rhubarb leaves actuates a slew of awful side impacts like burning in your mouth and throat, sickness, vomiting, convulsions, even death. Cooking doesn't break down these destructive compounds either. Conversation around a two-faced vegetable. Rhubarb stalks can be turned into pudding, and a naturally occurring compound in its leaves can be turned into destructive corrosive. 7. Pufferfish. One of the more popular cases of a dangerous type of fish, the blowfish, is known around the world for its destroyful impacts. The organs of the blowfish, also known by names just like the pufferfish and fugu in Japan, are extremely destroyful since they contain a highly destroyful neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin. So, if you eat those parts and are destroyed, this may rapidly lead to loss of motion, whereas you're still conscious and possible death. That's why it is illegal for Japan to consume it. Only chefs who have experienced a long period of preparing are allowed to prepare and serve fish as a delicacy in restaurants, and we're glad of that at least. The great thing about puffer fish, also called blowfish or fugu, is it already looks inedible and dangerous. Its skin and organs are incredibly destroyful. When eaten, the toxin called tetrodotoxin can paralyze your muscles and cause death due to suffocation, according to data from the National Institute of Health. What's more awful is there's no supernatural occurrence shot or cure, and cooking doesn't refute its poisonous quality. Indeed, even though extraordinarily prepared chefs remove the liver, ovaries, and skin from the fish before serving the Japanese delicacy, we understand if you need to stay to secure, nutritious varieties of fish like salmon. 8. Shellfish. Just like peanuts, shellfish is one of the most common food sensitivities. It sends more people to the crisis room than any other food, according to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. If your mouth itches, you create hives, or a stomachache after eating crab, lobster, and other shellfish, you will be one of the about 7 million Americans who suffer from the condition. Symptoms incorporate difficulty breathing and vomiting and can even lead to death if untreated. 9. Wild almonds. Almonds are so possibly unsafe when consumed that the U.S. Department of Agriculture made it required for the seeds of the almond tree to go through extraordinary heat treatment and pasteurization as of 2007. This is done to avoid infection by salmonella. However, we should also clarify that there are different sorts of almonds, such as the sweet and bitter kinds, and it's the bitter ones that you have to be cautious of. Why? They are much higher in cyanide than the sweet ones, which scarcely have any. Certain cultures used to use bitter almond extract medicinally, but even minute doses can demonstrate fatal, especially in children. They are even unlawful to sell or buy in New Zealand due to their potential danger. Fortunately, bitter almonds in common consumption are found once in a while. Since the sweet sorts are what's sold in stores, it's fair that biting almond contamination cases have too been reported on occasion. Before we divulge our beet choice, here are a few honorable notes. Nutmeg, kidney bean, cherry, apple, rhubarb. Fun fact: wild almonds are seeds, not nuts. Scary fact: wild almonds are full of cyanide. Sometime recently you panic and chuck all your almonds into the junk. Know that we consume tamed sweet almonds, not wild ones. For the bitter variety to become consumable, they must be processed by a specialized heat treatment, not just nuked in the microwave or warmed in the oven, for the toxins to denature. These little folks pack such a punch that 5 to 10 sharp almonds can be fatal to a child, and 50 is said to be the lethal dosage for adults, according to research from the International Academic Research Takes Note Toxicology. 10. Cinnamon. You've heard of, possibly even seen, people who've done the cinnamon challenge. The American Association of Poison Control Centers issued a caution in 2012, urging individuals not to with great reason. It's so difficult to swallow or spit out cinnamon since you're swallowing powdered bark from the cinnamon tree. If you inhale cinnamon, it can cause inflammation and scarring in your lungs, gagging, vomiting, coughing, choking, and even death. So if you don't mind, stick to mixing it in your cereal or coffee. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.